folks, welcome to another edition of the Mediocre Cover Band Guitar Guy. So it's been a little bit of ago since I posted the last video. It was like a snowstorm or some shit last time I was here. But that's it. Life happens, and I was busy over the last little bit, so I didn't really get to do anything. So yeah, today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about your career and what it could possibly mean to be in a band, especially when you're playing a lot of bars that might have nasty reputations. Um, it might not be reflective of your professionalism according to wherever it is you work. If you're like myself and you wear a reflective vest and a pair of steel toe boots to work, I doubt it really matters if you're playing a band or not and what you do on the weekends, as long as you're not getting arrested or if you're wearing a hairnet. But for people with really high profile professional careers, it might be a bit of an issue. Some companies might even make you sign a code of conduct in which how you would carry yourself outside of your job. And playing in the seedy kind of bars, they would call it, may not really, might not be the reputation that they want perceived onto one of their employees. Not only that, the time that it can be, if you're booking gigs, we're booking gigs a year out, and they may give you like 3 days notice before they want you to fly somewhere. They might want you to leave to Canada and fly all the way to friggin' China somewhere. You don't know, right? And and I've seen this come up with some jobs that weren't as professionally laden as this. Like even guys that I know do rotational work, heavy duty mechanics, people that do any sort of technical work offshore. Get called out like in mere minutes to go and do a job, and they've got a gig the weekend. You got no choice because you got to put shoes on the kids and you got to feed them, and that's it. So when you're putting a band together and you're in one of these careers, you might want to check it out with the higher ups and kind of let them know that, hey, I'm in a band and this is what I'm doing is take my time and I'm playing here and here and here on the weekends. I don't know what you guys would think of that. And because you don't want to throw any surprises at yourself or your bandmates by saying I can't do the gigs and we got a gig in a week. So that's not fair to them, and then that's what it boils down to, the venue people who booked you, all that shit. So keep that in mind. So that's it. So I'm going to do something a little bit different today. I'm actually going to try to show you something, and I'm not really a good teacher because they say those who can't do teach, and vice versa, those who can't teach do. And in music, you get a lot of guys that might not be able to write a song, but Jesus, they can show you how to play a guitar, and they understand how to explain theory and things. And I did some lessons, so it's really funny. I don't think, I guess you might say to yourself, my teachers really didn't give me much foundation when you watch my videos, especially to some heat I got last night by a troll. I left this one up there. Normally I have control on my channel on what gets posted, what doesn't, but I said last night, you know what, screw it, I'm going to leave it there. So I'm going to show you a C major scale, and the reason I'm going to do it is for shits and giggles. And the way, these things like a C major scale as it pertains maybe to your major scale and kind of an introduction to modes and things like that. And the reason I chose C is I always think in terms of C because I know piano players, they always think in terms of the middle C on the piano as sort of their starting point or as a reference point to where they're going and where all the other notes are, which is why it's important to learn all your notes up and down on the guitar. And learning all these scales from the major scale, learning all these intervals, eventually if you learn them everywhere on the neck and the different patterns, you'll learn where your notes are as well, which will help you continue to play those intervals. So your C major scale, if you go to your 8th fret up on your 6th string on your E string there, that's where it would start, in the root of C, obviously. Right, so C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, there's your root, and then it starts all over again. Right back to your root. So when you learn things like that, it'll also show you how chords are made and what notes are in your chords and why, and it'll open up a whole load of things, right? And so those are your notes in that scale: C, D, E, F, G, A, and B. they all, like, sometimes you'll hear people refer to them as numbers as well. They'll say play your third in your C scale. So your third in your C scale, obviously your C is your first note, D would be your second note, E is your third, right? F would be your fourth, your G would be your fifth, A is your sixth, B is your seventh, back to root. Okay? And that's all played in a little block similar to your favorite pentatonic scales. And like I said, that'll help you understand certain things with chords and why they are the way they are, right? So if you learn those throughout the whole neck, like move to D, because it's the same. You just move it up a whole step. If you're getting guitar lessons from somebody, they'll probably say you move it up a tone. Now, if you want to play this in a different spot, you can start once again on your root. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, root. That's all on the 5th fret, right? Or sorry, on the 5th string, on your A string. So you start there on your 3rd fret C, D, so 3rd fret, 5th fret, 7, 8, 9, 10, sorry, 12, 14, 15. So that's how you would go if you were going to do it on that. And then you find the C everywhere else. And remember, if you're going to go sort of horizontally across, it usually goes a whole step. So it's a tone. If you're getting guitar lessons, they're going to tell you it's a tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone, which basically is whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. And once as you find the C, you can do that pattern all over the neck. And like I said, you'll understand the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What makes your C major chord, right? Your C, there's your E, there's an open G in there, and there's another C note, and another E. So that's what helps make chords. Once as you learn your major scale, you can break those things down and have a little bit more of an understanding. That's how I did it anyway. It might be different for everybody else. And another thing, if you're getting lessons, yes, they will teach you to use, they'll get you to start off with your middle finger or your 2nd, 4th, instead of doing 1 and 3 like I did. But I just find it easier. I got stupid fat fingers. So anyway, guys, that's it for me. Who knows? Maybe I'll show you something else sometime. Cheers.